Good evening, my friends. Okay, so we are back in the kitchen on basically part 2 in preparing our Mediterranean supper tonight. So I am going to start with, because this needs to marinate for 30 minutes, I'm going to start with my paneer marinade. So we might as well get right into it. You will gonna find throughout this meal, I am going to be using a lot of products right from our own homestead, which we had prepared. Our stuffed dolmas, for instance, I am going to be using my home canned chicken broth. I'm going to be using my home dehydrated peppermint. I'm going to be using the frozen dill weed that I froze last year from our crops. So I am going to be using what I had in the pantry, and well, everything is in the pantry basically. Some store-bought, some homemade. I currently have my cauliflower rice that I'm going to use in my dolmas. That's over here simmering right now, and that was from a fresh head of cauliflower. So let's just get into this at the moment. We worked on paneer earlier, and so I wanted to show you, after I get this mix made up to marinate, I'm going to show you what that paneer now looks like. It's been sitting in the refrigerator for a little over an hour now, and it's time to use it, and I cannot wait. Now this sauce that I'm making is actually going to be fried up with the cheese, and it's going to be our side with a salad type of mix. So let's get into this. I need a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. And this is Middle Eastern seasonings, basically. So I need a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. I need a 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. I need just a little bit of salt to taste. And I'm not going to add very much of this. And there was no salt added to the cheese itself. So, and then I need about a teaspoon of oil. And I am using olive oil naturally. And I'm just going to mix this all together. As soon as I can get my spatula out here. Oh, good Lord. Okay. I'll get it together, y'all. So I am just going to mix this up really good. And now I'm going to go get our paneer. Okay, so here is our paneer that we made earlier today. Flattened, nice and set. And this is what we're going to use tonight. So I may just use one of these. We'll see what happens. So what I'm going to do with my paneer now is I'm just going to cut it into chunks. And see if I can show this to you too. How squishy it is. This one I'm going to cut in half on the ends. And that's all that's to it. I now have my paneer cheese. So now I'm going to take this cheese and I'm going to put it into this marinade, and I'm going to coat it all the way through until each piece is coated well. And then this will sit and marinate for 30 minutes while I prepare the rest of our meal. And these will be fried up, and I will show you that process next. Right now I just want to get each piece coated really nice. Just like so. That one that had the cloth end is a bit hard to get up inside of it, so I'm just probably going to brush that in there. Yeah, I'm just going to have to brush that. We got this though. When you can't travel across the world, you learn how to cook, to sample different meals in different ways and styles of what others, how they cook. I love doing that. To me, it's just, it takes me on a journey. I've always been a foodie, and sometimes it got me in trouble, but learning foods like this is, to me, a little bit more healthier. So there we go. We've got our paneer all coated. Now I'm going to take this and put it in the refrigerator after I cover this, and I'm going to let this marinate for 30 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to start on the dolma filling. I have, for us, I'm going to do a little more because I'm going to freeze it. So I have maybe about 1.5 pounds up to 2 pounds of ground beef. I am going to add about 1/4 cup of pine nuts. This is optional. You don't need to add these. I am going to add my cauliflower rice, and I have about 1 cup that I've steamed and I've squeezed out the liquids to it. If you wanted to make this the traditional way, you would use 1 cup of rice in here. I am going to be using about a teaspoon of salt. I'm using Himalayan sea salt. I need about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Go by taste. Now I am using dried mint. You can use fresh mint. If you do, it's about 1 cup fresh. I'm going to use about 1/2 cup of my dried mint. Oh, that smells so good too. And I'm going to crush my mint up. Now this is my homegrown peppermint that I dehydrated. And go ahead and add just a little bit more of this. And then it calls for 1 to 1.5 cups of fresh dill. I don't have that much of my dill, so I am going to be actually splitting this between dried and fresh. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up my fresh dill that I've had frozen. Oh man, I just opened this bag and it smells just as the day that I had picked it. Holy smokes, that's good. I definitely will be doing this again. So I'm going to go ahead and chop my dill. Adding this to my mix. this is more on the Greek side as far as this blend. There's a Lebanese, there's Greek, there's all sorts of ways of making this. And then I'm going to go ahead and add about a tablespoon of the dried as well, because that is the fresh in there is with that, so that should be equivalent. And that is all in this mix. So now I'm going to mix this up really well, combine it all for my meat, and then I'm going to get ready to roll this in my Dolmas. So we will be right back once I get all this mixed up. Okay, so we are going to be using my Dutch iron skillet. It is enamel based. This is where I am going to be cooking my Dolmas for about 45 minutes in here. And I'm going to need about 2 cups of broth. So I'm going to use my homemade chicken broth. I'm going to pour this inside of it. Now I may end up using more because I will have to cover my Dolmas up. So, and with this, we'll be right back again. Sorry about that, y'all. Hubby's on his way home, so he's texting me. So with this, I am also going to be taking those lemons that I had made with the paneer, or the paneer, and I'm going to be pulling out these seeds because I'm going to drop these lemons inside of here instead of using lemon juice. And then I'm going to cut these in slices and utilize, without waste, my lemons. So I'm going to cut these slices, and then I'm going to drop this right inside of my pan. Take out all my seeds. And these don't necessarily have to be sliced. They can, like this one just ripped, so it can just go up in chunks like this. Just as long as I get that lemon in it. Make sure I get all these seeds out of here too, because I do not want that mixed with my meal. Some of these are hard to find. Just cut my slices and drop them in. I have one more and I'll put that toward the end. So this should be a very lemony dish. Oh, I found another seed. And once this cooks, all the pulp and everything inside these lemons are just going to distribute throughout this sauce. So now I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to save that last lemon because I will be using it too. I want this very, very lemony. So now I'm going to get my Dolmas, or my grape leaves, and we are going to actually fill these. Where you can find these, usually nowadays it's hard. There's been stores, if you live in the Texas area, HEB has these. Sometimes Kroger will have jarred, or they call them they call them grape leaves. You'll find them in the pickle section of your grocery store, and if anywhere else, you can actually find them online. So, and whatever you don't use, you can easily roll up like these were and freeze them. So I'm going to bring you down to where you can see me doing this, and then I will show you in the pan how they were lined up afterwards. So let me tilt this down so you can see this. There you go. Now I'm going to take 1 grape leaf each. And I like to take and snip off the stems. Some of these come with stems, some don't. These happen to have come with stems. So I'm going to pull this aside and get a pair of scissors and snip those ends. It's not something that I actually want. So, and then I'm going to take about a tablespoon or so of filling. in each one, just like this. And just like we did the envelopes to the egg rolls, I'm going to roll this up over the meat, take my side over the meat this way, take this side this way, bring it up in the middle, and roll it over. Just like that, and you'll make yourself a little package. Then I'm just going to line each one inside of my pot. So again, I'm going to snip off my tips here. Put in my filling. And as you've seen, this recipe is another versatile recipe. It can go traditional or low carb, either way. So again, I'm just going to, and you want to be able to take the shiny side out. You want the inside where the ribbing is of the leaves. Shiny side goes down, and that's what you're going to roll over. So again, we're going to take it this way, take it this way, and then just roll it up just like so. So you want that shiny side down, and the inside is where your filling goes. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of these up until all of my meat mixture is finished. And once it's finished, I will bring you back and show you what we do from here. And we will be right back. Okay, so now all of my grape leaves are full. When I rolled them up, I put the seam side down into the liquid. Now I do want my liquid to be up above my grape leaves, so I'm going to add another pint of my chicken broth. And then I am also going to add some more lemon juice to this. And that's just perfect, just over the top. Now be careful when you cook these, because that liquid could go down pretty quick, and then you'll end up actually just burning or scorching them. So now I'm just gonna, this does take a lot of lemon juice, so add to your preference on this. And again, it's a versatile dish. You can add, for low carb cauliflower, you can add your own rice. Now I'm also going to take and drizzle some olive oil on top. And that is all. I am also going to set this over here on this back side. But all I'm going to do now is just cover this up. And I am going to cook this on medium high for about 40-45 minutes. So, and this should give the point of my meat, which is raw. It will cook in the broth. So it will give this time to cook that meat all the way through. If you think it needs longer, check your Dolmas and cook it even longer. So I am going to go ahead and get this started on the other side. And then we will be back in about 30 minutes. And I will show you how to fry paneer. Alright, y'all, so right now my dolmas are on simmer. They've been cooking for about 40 minutes and they look amazing. They smell absolutely amazing. So now we're going to do the paneer, and I had already told you the marinade. So at this point I am going to turn on the stove. Now I want this on medium low. I do not want to burn these, but I do want to cook them. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil to this. Get this heated up, and then I will be putting my paneer into the pot. Now here's where it's been marinated. I'm going to set that aside for right now. Once I get this good and heated, we'll be back and I'll show you how we're going to cook this. Okay, so we got our oil heated up, and now I'm just going to take my paneer and bring it inside of my pan piece by piece here. And I'm going to take the rest of this marinade and add it to it for the flavor. Now I'm just going to do this about 2 minutes per each side. We just want to make a light crust over these. And I'll keep flipping these around. Just like so. And all we're doing at this point is just forming a crust on the outside with the marinade and the seasoning. Brush in my seasonings in here. And as you notice, this doesn't melt. That's what I love about paneer. And you can actually, for those who don't know too, if you didn't want to do this Mediterranean like this, you can bread it like you would making mozzarella cheese sticks and stuff like that too. So, but these do make a lovely snack, and there's so many ways of cooking this. You can make this with a spice or anything like that. And these are about done now. So when I get this finished off, I will bring you back to our finished plate. And there we have our finished supper, y'all. We have our stuffed Dolmas, our paneer, and our little side salad dish. I hope you really enjoyed taking a trip with me into the world of Mediterranean and to the world of Middle Eastern. And I hope you enjoyed just to be able to travel just a little bit from this homestead. Love you all. I will put all the recipes in the description box below. Until next time, much, much love, and thank you for spending the evening with me. And we will talk to you again, and I send out my love and hugs, and God bless each and every one of you.